Hey everybody, it's Amy and Jim for Make It Monday. And today,
What are we doing?
I think you're working on your serger, is what I think you're doing.
Little surgery this morning.
Yep, we're going to do a double, we're ruffling, right? Or gathering on the serger. So, what are you doing, Jim?
I'm just doing a little setup right now. I went and I have my ruffled fabric ready to go, or ready to be ruffled. I have my flat locking on it, and I'm setting up my serger right now so I can actually have it surge over a cord to do my ruffling.
Perfect.
So it's adjustable.
All right, so let's see what you're doing. So, you're stitching over a heavy cord. You can use pearl cotton, kite string, fishing line, dental floss. Have your home deck thread, anything like that.
Yeah, even like the cord for like your trimmer, like the string trimmer type of stuff.
For your weed whacker?
Yeah.
Get out of here.
I've done that. That way it doesn't break.
All right. So let's learn something new. I can do my weed whacker.
Yeah.
You can see Jim's busy over there. I'll chat with you when he's zigzagging over that cord or surging over that cord, right? So it's Make It Monday. I'm Amy Rockman, someone called Amy Sews, and we're giving you Serger tip today on doing a beautiful double ruffle or double gather with a little flat lock trim. So you can kind of a little Serger lesson today. So last Monday I did it on a sewing machine. This week it's the Serger.
Yeah, we have your sample.
All right, so what do we got?
So this was yours right there.
Right, that's my double ruffle with really a faux double ruffle, we can call it.
And
right?
yeah, and that really gave me like the inspiration for this because I like the way the banding was, and it looks almost like there's two pieces of fabric, which there is, but it's not as heavy, at the bottom part when you do your gathering to put it in the seam.
Yeah, that's a great. That's way to look at that.
Yeah, because usually I know whenever I used to make pillows and do the double ruffle, you're looking at maybe 6 to 8 layers of fabric within that seam. And right now I'm just serging over the edge. I like using the edge guide on the serger because it'll feed it in for me. And I like to chain off a decent length of tail.
You're doing the Bernina L860, right?
Right.
If you want one, call.
So I have it chained right over the cord. And then what I like to do with this end is I like to go and tie it in a knot.
Yeah, that's smart.
That way it doesn't pull out. And then when I go to adjust my ruffle, all I have to do is where I started with the cord, I'm just going to go and pull up on it. And this way I can adjust my ruffle to the fullness that I want. Just like that.
Right. So it's not a rocket science thing. You're really I do 2.5 times what I need. So when I pull it, I have room.
Yeah.
Room to, but I can do just try the overhead one. Can you see better up there?
That way. How's that?
I don't know if that's any better or not.
So basically what's nice with doing it this way is that I can actually adjust it to fit my project. So if I don't have a lot of material,
right,
I can evenly distribute it among the whole pieces by playing with it and adjusting it.
Right. And that flat lock detail, that thread really looks like it is 2 separate ruffles.
Yeah.
You don't see a seam, you see a decorative
stitch
technique, right? And it make it look like it's split in 2 different.
Yeah. And basically what I did was I started with 2 widths of fabric. One of them is...
Here, we can go back to regular camera if you want. That way you can...
There we go. So one of them I cut at 3 inches wide. And the second one is cut at 4 and about 4 1/4. Because I kind of used yours as an example because I like the width of that.
Mine was 4 and 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just made it just a little bigger because I knew that I was going to have that extra little bit in the seam. And then you stack them wrong sides together. And since I wanted this one to be prominent, I have it set up this way. And then on my serger, I set it up for a 2-thread flat lock. So I used, I'll just pop it open here. I just went and made sure that whenever I was doing it, I had my 2-thread converter engaged. So normally this one's built in. I can just lock it in. Right now it's set up for 3 threads, so I'll lock it out.
Right.
And I just put the decorative thread in it and basically just went and serged right along the raw edge. I did have my blade engaged so that it trimmed off any loose threads. And when it came out, It looks like, there it is. Found it.
Where's the sample?
It looks like that. So just like this. So the back side just has the straight stitching, and the front has all the decorative thread. And when you take it and pull it, it causes all those nice decorative threads to roll to the front, and it produces a nice flat seam, and it's the name Flatlock.
Yeah, perfect. And they can learn more about their serger at amysews.com in our serger box.
Yes.
Serger description. You can learn to be fancy with your serger too.
And then you might recognize it this side because you see like the ladder stitching on the back.
And that's even pretty too on the other side, right? It's a little
so
more.
This way it kind of dresses up that edge, and then all I have to do is take the 2 pieces of fabric, have the raw edges meet, press it with your iron, if you want a crisp edge, or even leave it loose if you want, but it kind of gives you that double ruffled effect.
Right. And then you just zigzag over the cord. So you're going to set that up first. Yeah. That's the first thing you do is get your pieces.
Right. And then whenever I go to, I'll just go pop this on again to show you when you go to do the ruffling, what I usually do is I start with just my thread tail in the back, and then I'll have this, of course, pressed. And what I like about the serger is I can swing the foot right out of my way.
That's beautiful.
So I can lay it on, and I don't feel really confident right now, so I disengage my blade.
Right.
If you feel confident, you can leave your blade up. But I'm going to have it lined up right where the blade is. So by having the foot swing out of the way, I can see exactly where it's going to fall. I can lay it right there and even put it down to hold it in place. I'll take my thread, and I love this big arm so I can get my hand in there, and set it right underneath the foot like this. And I have it going about where the right needle will go. And then over here, I just leave the thread tail going to the front, and that's it. Just serge over it. And where I'm looking at is right here. I'm being confident that the thread is being fed in by itself. And that's what the little lint cup comes in very handy to hold my thread for me. And then I chain off the edge, use my thread cutter on the side, and again, go ahead and tie the knot.
Yep, the knot's very important because you'll pull that out and then you'll be sorry.
And then I pull up my loose thread, and there I got my gathers. Perfect. As full as I want or as loose as I want. Years ago, I would make dust ruffles in the bed like that.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's very easy to go and put it on, and actually you can take, if you don't cut the cord, you can leave it attached, so that when if you want to store it later on, you can just lay it flat and don't have to go and reserge it again.
Oh, well, that's even smarter.
Because some people like to change the linens for the season.
Right.
So that's one way to do it.
Yay, awesome. Yay, good job, Jim.
So you did one on the sewing machine. We did not want to ruffle.
And speaking of pillows, you can join us for our workshop on doing perfect pillow corners, right? You can see how nice and square these are. There's no dog ears. We're going to teach you how to do that, but the class is free, but there's also this applique embroidery design in multi-formats with several words and then 3 pieces for a smaller hoop and big. Anyhow, just go to Amy Sews. It's easy.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. That's a wrap. All right. Have a terrific day, because the more you know.
The more you sew.
Bye, everybody.